The story begins with the introduction of Hana, who is a very talented manga artist. She mostly writes romantic stories, as a significant portion of her audience is teenage girls. To help her, she has hired 2 assistants, Makoto and Koinuma. In the first scene, we see the 3 of them working tirelessly on their latest project. When they finally complete it, their editor Kiritani arrives to review the work. He is impressed with Hana and assures her that she did well, which makes her very happy. After he leaves, Hana and her team immediately fall asleep on the floor as they haven't rested in 3 days. In the following scene, Hana narrates how Makoto is always looking for attractive men on social media. She is constantly dating new men, but unfortunately, they often turn out to be douchebags. During a meal, Makoto shares that she just found out her boyfriend is cheating on her. When Hana asks how she found out, the poor girl explains that she discovered another girl on social media who always takes pictures in the same place and at the same time as her boyfriend. Intrigued, Hana decides to use this as the plot for her next story. When Makoto complains that she's always using her dating stories in her manga, Hana explains that it's because she doesn't have a love life of her own. Several days later, Hana finishes her next manga and shows it to Kiritani. However, this time he points out several issues with her work. He says that her stories are becoming repetitive and boring and not connecting with the readers. He warns that she needs to change things up, or her manga series may get cancelled next month. He asks her whether she has a boyfriend, and when she says no, he suggests that she date someone for inspiration. Following this, an upset Hana walks alongside the road, realizing how fatigued and sleep-deprived she is. She remembers when her family and friends warned her not to pursue a career as a manga artist, claiming there was no future. Hana narrates that she would love to get all dressed up and go out on dates, but due to her work, she's never had the time. Later, she catches her reflection in a shop window and is startled by her untidy and miserable appearance. This is the final straw for Hana, and she decides to make a change. When she visits a beauty salon for her haircut, the receptionist informs her that they don't accept walk-ins and that she needs an appointment. Hana turns to leave, but she is suddenly stopped by a charming hairstylist named Richie. He informs the receptionist that he's free and is willing to take her as a client. After this, Hana nervously follows him and he begins working on her hair. He asks her what kind of haircut she wants, and she says anything that will make her look fresh and polished. As Richie is cutting her hair, Hana keeps dozing off. I think we've all been there. She apologizes and explains that she hasn't slept in days because of her work. He feels bad for her, but she says she doesn't mind because the hard work makes her manga better. Richie then compliments her hair, but our girl thinks he's lying. She dozes off again, and a while later, Richie wakes her up. He tells her that her look is complete and that he's also done her makeup. Hana looks in the mirror and is shocked to see the incredible transformation. Grateful, she thanks Richie, but as she turns to leave, he suddenly stops her. Following this, we get a glimpse into Richie's life. He is also very hardworking and so busy that he often skips meals to attend to his customers. Due to his abilities and reputation, many models and actresses come to him for his services. One of them is a famous actress named Nanase, who has a huge crush on him. One day, when she comes to the salon, she asks him if he has a girlfriend. However, he replies that he's too busy and doesn't have time for a relationship. Later, when Hana comes to get her hair done, Richie is immediately captivated by her. Realizing that she's also a hardworking person, he feels connected to her. Afterward, as she's leaving the salon, Richie takes his chance and stops her. He promises to make her beautiful anytime she wants and asks her if she wants to date him. Hana is surprised to hear this, but she likes him as well, so she gladly agrees to be his girlfriend. The scene then shifts to 1 month later and we see our heroine working diligently. Completely absorbed in her work, she neglects Richie and doesn't even notice his calls. After finally completing the manga, her assistants leave, and Hana checks her phone. When she realizes that she hasn't responded to Richie's texts in the past few days, she panics. Hana tries to reply, but she's so exhausted that she immediately falls asleep. The following morning, she wakes up and checks her text from last night, where he mentioned that he was outside her apartment. She assumes that he must have left, but goes to check. To her shock, she finds him sleeping right outside her door. Richie wakes up and immediately hugs her, but she feels embarrassed because she hasn't showered in 2 days. However, he doesn't care and says he can't hold back his feelings any longer. Later, Hana goes to take a shower and recalls what Richie said earlier, which makes her nervous. Just then, she opens the bathroom door and sees him taking off his clothes. He says that he wants to join her in the shower, but she refuses and shuts the door. Later, when Hana comes out, Richie says that they've been dating for a month and haven't kissed yet, and he wonders if she's even interested in him. Hana clarifies that she's never been this close to a man, which is why she's nervous. He assures her that it's fine, and then proceeds to kiss her. The couple heads to the bed, and ooh, just as things are getting steamy, Hana receives a call from her editor. She is assigned a new manga series and told to get to work right away. Hana is happy to hear this, but she is also upset because she has to disappoint her boyfriend once again. She apologizes to him and assures him that she loves him, but her work is her top priority. Ricci understands this and tells her that the next time they will pick up where they left off. Following that, the couple hug each other and he leaves. In the next scene, Ricci is in the salon when his receptionist brings up rumors about him having a girlfriend. He confirms this, and the receptionist wonders if she's a famous model or actress. Ricci says that she's an ordinary girl who lives in tracksuits, doesn't wear much makeup, and wears glasses. When the receptionist realizes it's Hana, he is shocked and wonders why he's with such an average girl when he can get any model or actress. However, Ricci says that he loves her for her simplicity and carefree nature. Elsewhere, we see Nanase, who is talking to her manager. She complains about her current hairstylist, whom she finds a bit sketchy. She tells her manager that she wants to switch to someone else, as she excitedly looks at a picture of Ricci. A few days later, Hana gets ready for her date with Ricci, but she starts to fret because she doesn't have a nice dress. She usually wears sweatshirts, but there's no way she's gonna go out with him like that. Just then, Ricci appears at her door, which surprises her because they were supposed to meet later. She wonders what he's doing there, and he says that he wants to style her himself. This makes Hana happy, and she thinks it would be a great story for her next manga. Following this, he does her hair and makeup and styles her in a dress he brought for her. Looking beautiful, he kisses her and suggests they spend their date at home. However, Hana says that he has put so much effort into her appearance, it would be a shame to waste it. Ricci agrees, and the couple head out. On the way, everyone stares at him, making our girl feel self-conscious. She thinks people are judging her because she's not beautiful enough to be with him. However, Ricci assures her that everyone is actually admiring what a beautiful couple they make. This makes our girl feel more confident, and later, she kisses him passionately. Several days later, she meets with Kiritani and submits her new manga. He's impressed, but he tells her that the story is too short, so she should include the male lead's perspective. Hana takes notes and promises to work on that. In the following scene, we see Ricci, who hasn't been able to meet up with his girlfriend due to their hectic schedules. Unable to take it any longer, he goes to her house for a quick meetup. Hana is happy to see him, but she is also frustrated because she hasn't been able to concentrate on her work lately. In response, our hero pulls her closer and says that she should be taking more naps. He then lays her down on his lap and asks her to sleep. A little while later, Hana wakes up and finds out that Ricci has cooked a meal for her. When he begins feeding her, she bursts into tears as she doesn't believe she is good enough for him. He hugs her and says he admires her dedication to work and doesn't want her to change. Hearing this, Hana's spirit is boosted and she starts working with a newfound enthusiasm. A few days later, Ricci is at the salon styling a customer's hair. Suddenly, his girlfriend arrives and hugs him in excitement. She reveals that she has completed her latest work and thanks him for his love and support. Ricci is also very happy for her, and the couple share a kiss. The next day, as Hana is chatting with her assistants, she finds out that Makoto has broken up with yet another guy. Koinuma comments that girls should avoid guys who are band members, bartenders, or in the beauty industry because they're always surrounded by beautiful women. This worries Hana since Ricci works in the beauty industry. When Makoto asks what her new boyfriend does, she doesn't share any details, fearing they will judge him. Her silence upsets Koinuma, and by the looks on his face, it's clear that he likes Hana. Later, the assistants work late into the night and end up crashing there. When Hana tries to cover Koinuma with a blanket, he unexpectedly grabs her hand. He tries to express his feelings for her, but Makoto suddenly starts talking loudly in her sleep. A little while later, there's a knock at the door, and it turns out to be Ricci. He introduces himself to the assistants, and they're shocked to learn that he's a stylist. Hana then remembers that they were supposed to meet 5 hours ago, and when she checks her phone, she notices that Ricci has sent her numerous texts. Seeing all this, Koinuma realizes that the new guy must truly love her, so he decides not to express his feelings for Hana so that she can be happy with the man she deserves. After this, the assistants leave, and our girl apologizes for her negligence. Ricci admits that he often didn't respond to his ex-girlfriend's texts because he was very busy. Now that the shoe is on the other foot, he understands her situation. Later, he discovers her drawings and decides to take a look. However, she quickly stops him because the manga is about him. Following this, the couple cozy up into bed to get intimate, but Hana falls asleep. Our charming hero just laughs and snuggles in alongside her. The next morning, Hana wakes up to find Ricci gone, but just like always, he has made breakfast for her. Later, she meets Kiritani to submit her work. He says that her style seems to have changed, which worries her. However, he assures her that it has changed for the good. He then invites her to dinner in order to discuss something important. She agrees, and they head to a restaurant. There, Kiritani reveals that a big producer is interested in adapting her manga into a drama series, and they need her permission. When she finds out that her favorite actress Nanase will be playing the lead role, she gets very excited and immediately accepts the offer. In the next scene, a delighted Hana goes to see her boyfriend to share the good news. However, when she arrives at the salon, she sees him hugging another woman. This shatters her heart, and she leaves without speaking to him. Later, Ricci tries to contact her several times, but she doesn't answer his calls nor respond to his texts. She assumes that he wants to break up with her, so she decides to make it easy for him. The next day, Kiritani and Hana head to the set to meet with the producer. Nanase also arrives, and it turns out she is a huge fan of Hana. The two are thrilled to meet each other, and the actress reveals that she even changed her hair to look like the manga's protagonist. She then introduces Hana to her stylist, who is none other than Ricci. Following this, the scene shifts to the day before when Ricci wakes up in Hana's apartment. He notices her mumbling his name in her sleep, which he finds adorable. That evening, when he is working at the salon, Nanase arrives and excitedly announces that she will be featured in a new drama series based on a manga. She assumes Ricci doesn't read manga, but he reveals that he started reading it when he began dating his new girlfriend. This makes Nanase a bit sad, but she hides her disappointment. After completing the makeover, she asks if he can be her stylist for the drama. Our hero agrees, and she hugs him in gratitude. Unfortunately, this is the exact moment witnessed by our heroine. On set, Hana and Ricci find a moment to talk privately. He asks her why she's avoiding him, and in response, she tells him what she saw the other night. Hearing this, Ricci explains that it wasn't a romantic gesture and that Nanase is like a sister to him. He realizes that she's jealous and kisses her passionately. Meanwhile, the actress observes this from a distance and is devastated. Later, while Ricci is fixing Nanase's makeup, she realizes that she can't let him go so easily. So she goes outside and confronts Hana, revealing her feelings for him. She asserts that she will fight for his love with all her might. She then walks away, leaving our girl gobsmacked. The next day, Hana receives a call from Kiritani, informing her that she is booked for an interview to promote their upcoming drama. Remembering her last encounter with Nanase, she tries to get out of it, but he insists that her presence is essential. The interview is the following week, so an anxious Hana goes to see Ricci. While he works on her hair, he mentions that they won't be able to see each other for a week because he needs to go away for the shoot. Hearing this, Hana realizes just how committed he is to his work. This inspires her, so she decides to own the interview. Following this, the two say their goodbyes with a passionate kiss. The scene then shifts to the day of the interview. Throughout the interview, the two women speak very politely and bond over their shared love for manga. Afterward, Hana approaches Nanase to thank her for being so sweet. However, the actress reveals that it was all just a show for the camera and that she is still trying to get her claws in Ricci. Later, when Ricci arrives to do Nanase's makeup, she strikes. She thinks that her fame and beauty will lure him in. However, he makes it very clear that he loves Hana and has no intention of leaving her. This obviously upsets the actress, but she laughs it off like a pro. That evening, Ricci reads a news article about Hana and tells her that she's becoming famous. She replies that it's because of his motivation and support. After this, he caresses her hair and says it's really beautiful. Hana mentions that she never took proper care of her hair because right after high school, she moved to the city for graduation and began working. She has been struggling ever since and has never had time to take care of herself. However, Ricci comforts her, saying that her hard work has finally paid off. He then says that her editor Kiritani is very handsome and wonders if she's ever felt attracted to him. Hearing this, Hana just laughs and asks him if he's jealous. Ricci doesn't say a word. He simply takes her to bed, where they finally make love. The next day, Ricci is doing Hana's makeup as they plan to head out for a date. But just then, she receives a call from her editor, who gives her another project to work on. Our girl is upset as she has to disappoint her boyfriend once again, but he lovingly understands her situation. He explains that this is the very reason he fell in love with her. As he prepares to leave, Hana asks him if they'll see each other again, and he assures her he'll be there whenever she needs him. In the final scene, we see Hana starting work on her new manga. Meanwhile, outside, Ricci takes out a ring box from his pocket and smiles.